Okay, well, it's been a little while, as in, I don't make updates the way I should, but I'm doing better, or I'm going to do better, I promise. So, I want to give you a little tour of the early stages of my garden for this year. It is April 14th when I'm recording this. Hopefully I'll have it uploaded the same day, but God only knows how things go. So let me give you a quick tour here and show you what I've got going on for the springtime. So first things first, I've been redoing my fence here because I discovered last year that just this level, the chickens were able to fly over it. Now I don't have the upper portion of the fence up yet because I wanted to get things into the garden, but you can see it's fully enclosed, and then I'll have the upper level around soon, but I wanted to get plants in because I'm already behind schedule. So let's see if I can get a little bit of a wider angle shot here. You can see what I've been doing is I've been making raised beds, mostly because I don't like bending all the way down. It does mean I'm a little more limited on space, but it's a little easier to work with, and honestly the soil in the beds does thaw out earlier in the year than the ground does. Over here we can see logs from where I'm still putting one together. So all these logs are coming from trees that I felled on my property here. This bit was a dead larch tree. God, I forgot what it was called there for a minute. And that's part of a box elder tree. I'm doing something a little different with this one. I'm going to actually try and log cabin it a little bit so it's a little more sturdy, because if we come over we'll just use this one, we can see that it's kind of loose. I was trying to be conservative on materials. I've decided that structural integrity is better, plus I should be able to raise it a little higher this way, because some of these are a little lower than I would like. So anywho, and it's a bit of a mess, obviously, because I'm in the process of trying to clean up and plant at the same time. That's just how it goes. So all of the boxes are mulched, sort of. It's supposed to be compost, but it didn't compost all the way down, and it's yard clippings and things like that. So I'm using it as a combination mulch, and it will compost in place. So one thing to be aware of anytime somebody says, if your compost isn't all the way done, like unless there's some kind of disease thing you need to worry about, or manures that need to compost longer, like you can use your yard waste straight into the garden and it'll compost right there in whatever beds that you've got prepared. So in this box here, running a little experiment with it's a Black Hull barley. It's an heirloom barley variety. I just want to see if it'll grow mostly, and if it does expand a seed collection, because it'd be nice to be able to grow some things like that. Mostly just for fun. Like, I'm not ever going to be a grain producer, but taking a little space to grow some grains for the hell of it could be fun. Box next to it, these I started inside a few weeks ago. So we've got broccoli plants going along. Kind of small, but they should start growing rather quickly out here. And then up in front, you can sort of see the furrow where I planted it. We've got some calendula. Something I'm trying a little more heavily this year is, it's not quite companion planting, but it's similar. Trying to intermix things into the same space, and intensive planting really is what I'm trying to do. The next box over is going to be succession planting. So I've got radishes, peas, and a lettuce variety in here. This side, all the way up to where that stick is, and then I will plant beyond the stick in a couple of weeks. Now this, I'm trying something with this as well. So this first half is all laid out in nice, neat rows. You can sort of see where they're furrowed a little bit, and of individual things. The second half, when I get around to planting it, I think I'm going to just mix all the seeds together and just spread them over the whole area and then see what happens. See what produces the most, see what thrives the most, etc. Experimenting a little bit. The next box, I have got 3 different varieties of beets, 2 varieties of carrots, a variety of mustard that's grown for a root bulb, and then you can see I've plunked them down. These are wandering onion tops that I got from a friend of ours last year that are starting to grow. And so what these do, it's really kind of a cool onion. So it produces a bulb underground as normal, but the tops don't flower so much as they do produce these clusters, tiny clusters of small onions, which you can eat as regular onions or plant those and get more onions the next year. So they're really a kind of a cool little onion. And they're called wandering, of course, because as the tops fall over and those onions take root someplace else, they just sort of wander around and spread. And then the last box here, you'll notice little sticks. That's to mark rows. I've got 2 rows here and 1 row here of Swiss chard. And then in the middle, these 2 rows, we've got some turnips, and then in the space in between, I've planted a different variety of pea and some celery. So that's what our spring garden looks like. I'll try to remember to post updates as we go along, as things start to sprout, and so you can kind of see what we got going on. And there's the chickens over there. The chickens were very disappointed when I put the fence back up because they had been roaming around inside the garden and digging in the boxes and all that fun stuff, which was fine before I started planting it. Now I don't so much want them doing that. Hence the fence. So there it is. Thank you very much. I will see you another time.